Um. Let's see. Boo. Yeah, oh yeah, that's an echo, definitely. It looks like everything's working fine. Hey, good. The microphone isn't spazzing out on our first go. It's happened a couple of times. I've loaded up the microphone, or like I've loaded up the stream, and then the microphone makes weird alien fish noises. I don't know what they are. Sorry, moving the mic a little bit there. Okay, hello everybody. This is your pal Minsk. We're gonna do another art stream today. I'm doing a little later in the evening than I normally do. Cause I've been really busy. But I figured it's about time I come back and do a little bit of artsy fartsy here on the stream. So here we are. Welcome everybody. I'm not gonna do the normal thing of like I do an hour of like practice and then do an hour of fan art. I'm gonna jump into the fan art right away today because, like I said, I'm running a little late and I'm not sure how well I have time today. Gonna aim at least an hour to do today again, maybe in like an hour and a half. But I'd rather jump straight into the fan art right away so I can get into something that I'm motivated to do. Still like crazy hectic busy. I'm gonna be a bit lazy now and not do the practice that I kind of in a couple of few streams previously I've said that I should be motivating myself to do those, but I just like I need an off day right now. So let's say I will do a bit of practice next time to make up for not doing anything today. But now I just want to jump right in to do a little bit of drawing. Some fun art that I want to do myself. I've already written in the title what we're going to do, so unfortunately I'm also not going to be able to take any audience suggestions at the moment. We're going to be doing some Metro fan art today. I'm going to be drawing my favorite character from Metro 2033, and I guess Last Light too. I don't know, Last Light there's a different character I like more, but like overall, the series, my favorite character is Khan, so that's what we're going to be drawing today. First, let's go over to Rainwave, which is where I always go for my video game music needs, and let's boot up the radio. I'm just ending a song from a game called One Shot here. Never heard of that. After that, oh no, I can't vote. Why isn't the vote option there? Maybe I need to let the song play out? Not that I'm not really sure what I would be voting here. We've got Mega Man Network here, we got Final Fantasy XI, we got Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, which I've heard a couple of those Yu-Gi-Oh! Games. They do actually have pretty good music. I'm not crazy about the game itself, but like I'm not interested in like the franchise all that much, but some of the games have pretty good, cool soundtracks, I've heard. Looks like we went with the Final Fantasy then. Yeah. Alright then. Final Fantasy XI, a game that always gets a little bit ignored, you know, in the greater Final Fantasy span, because it's a massively multiplayer online multiplayer thing, but it's like not like, you know, it's not the gangbuster that 14 is. In fact, at this point, it's like over. It's almost 2 decades old. What am I saying? It's over a decade old. It's almost 2 decades old. And it's still played, I'm pretty sure. But it's not the gangbuster that 14 is. And it's not a single player game, so it doesn't like click for longtime fans. Oh well. This theme is pretty nice. Anyway, let's get some pictures of Khan from Metro, so we know what we're drawing here. I'm thinking I'm gonna draw him in his outfit from Last Light rather than from shit, what is it called? 2033, which was the first Metro game. So hold on, let me just show everybody. Here is a picture. We get the pictures of Khan. We're going for here's Ricardo. That's actually pretty funny. I like that. Yeah, here's. I guess someone's made their own render. I guess here's a render from the game of what Khan looks like in Last Light. Here's his original costume from 2033. I feel like this isn't really as much his character versus this costume right here. So I would rather do this design, like I said. So I'd rather go for this than this. I feel like here Metro 2033 wasn't graphically... It was pretty good for the time, definitely, but I think even that, like, they couldn't quite, like, personalize all the NPCs as much as they liked, and Last Light allowed them to do that then. Like, Last Light, I think, is visually a little bit above 2033. So Khan ends up with this kind of more generic costume, in my mind, in 2033 that I don't hate, but I like this. I like this more, so... Interesting, is this concept art of Khan? Fascinating. This must be some old, like, concept art, because he's, like, actually, he looks like a more Eastern character than what Khan ended up being in the game. That's kind of interesting. I like this design a lot, too, defo. Wow, these are some cool... Wow, this isn't Metro anymore, but some cool concept art there. Oh, this is Robin Beanland jamming it up with a Conker's Bad Fur Day, this song right here. Not bad. Right, okay, so that's Khan. And as you can see, I've kind of tilted this picture here. You can see your screen is not wackying it up. Like, this definitely is like me tilting this palette here. Let me show you. The couple of arts I've done so far have been characters just kind of standing, the character references and kind of posing in a void. I wanted to, for this Khan picture, I wanted to like put a bit of a environment around him. So I wanted to draw him kind of slinking through a Moscow subway car. And I kind of like the idea that the picture's a little bit tilted. So I hopefully I can like kind of sell you guys on the concept. Let me just pick up this here really quickly. I'll just show you. Yeah, here's some pictures of the interior of the Moscow subway. So yeah, I wanted to be like kind of walking down the aisle, kind of towards the viewer. Well, not towards the viewer, a little bit to the side of the viewer. And I'd like to kind of like draw a little bit of these like there, if you catch my drift. So I want to put like these barriers here, kind of there. Okay, so that's the basic idea. Now I think it's a little cool if it's like a little bit tilted, the image. So that's why I've actually tilted this a little bit here. So let's see how far I get. I've done enough stalling. I've been not stalling. I've been explaining my plan here, of course. But part of it is also I'm terrified of starting a new fresh picture, and I'm stalling for time a little bit. Man, this is funky music. This Conquer music. Kind of dig it. Oh gosh, how do I draw like environments? Oh no. Okay, because a lot of like people who draw like they like put like a bunch of lines there, just kind of guidelines what the freaking thing's supposed to be shaped like. So let's see if I can set up some guidelines to help me out here. Okay, so I want the floor of the metro car to be about here. Maybe that's a little aggressive. Why am I using the curve tool? I want it to be kind of here. And I want the, like... What am I doing? Ugh. Such a idiot. Okay, I want the those like barriers that you see for like the seats to be kind of like here. Something like that. So let's. Yeah, I should be putting way more like guidelines here, right? It should be like its own kind of layer, these guidelines, yeah? I'm almost thinking. I don't know how like a actual proper artist like does these. Like I'm just like trying to like kind of like environment here, so now I'm being an idiot again because I have this tool. Wonder if there's some kind of like really cool tool for like. Yeah, hold on, like so. Speed. So yeah, if I want it to be about like cross-cut like this, I want it to be parallel with this. Yeah, I wonder if there's like cool tools for like making parallel lines. It would help a lot here. No, that looks dumb. Like that. No, it's still so crooked. Look at that. What am I doing? Okay, hold on. Yeah, why don't I just use that line right away? Fucking hell. To think I've never done this before, which you're actually correct. I really haven't really like put a lot of like effort into like getting these environments like line up really well. But okay, guidelines are there. Fucking let's go. I think I could get like, do I still have the freaking book? Something I read as a kid actually that I used like it's kind of like a when I had a phase when I was younger. And I say kid, I was like 20 at the time. I was gonna use a book as a like real inspiration to get into artsy fartsying. Let me see if I still have the book. I can call you out who the writer is and what the title of it is. I'll tell you real quickly. Just kind of fun, real quick side thing here. Give me a second. Here we go, I found it. Yay, hold on. Let me just get back. So, a book I really liked. A book I really liked when I was like thinking about like getting into doing comics. This is by Scott McCloud and it's called Making Comics. It's actually drawn as a comic book itself, but the artist/writer like he fills it with like advice on like designing comics. Not really. It's not really so much about like techniques for drawing, like how to like get like good images. It's mainly about like the kind of theory of like planning comics and like planning how to make expressions and everything and like kind of framing and stuff. There's a lot more to it than purely like artistic style. But as it happens, I just happened to open up on a cover on page 170 where he's talking about perspective. And sure enough, there's like this grid of like... He's drawn like this whole like grid of like lines to like kind of map out his like room where he's talking in this image. He says, to make these worlds of yours visually credible, you'll need to tackle the subject of drawing scenes in perspective. It's a subject many artists find intimidating. Fortunately, drawing in perspective doesn't have to be all that hard. In fact, with the right approach, it can be kind of fun. Alright. So... Then a couple more pages later, he mentions... There's another book he mentions called Perspective for Comic Book Artists, which is also a comic book, and it's all about comics. And it might help out. It's apparently like it's a book he recommends as a good guide for like drawing perspective. So let's see, what does he actually say here? In comics, most panels begin their lives as a collection of flat 2D elements. And it's only after those relationships are worked out that a grid is laid down and a more fully realized three-dimensional scene starts to emerge. Interesting, so I could actually... start by drawing the images. Let's see. And there's also a call here to make research, which is the big one, the very tough one to do in art, obviously. Okay, but yeah, like, I'm gonna have to see if anyone's watching this and can recommend me like some kind of grid tool for drawing grids in Clip Studio Paint. Now would be a great time to help an artist out here, but yeah, I'm actually like thinking, yeah, I'm just gonna do like there's like the bench shape. No, that needs to be way tighter. Hold on, because I need to have room for Khan himself. So. Obviously, this is just one artist who I'm reading here, Mr. McCloud. But it's something to consider, I think. Can I keep those lines in shape, roughly? There we go. Oh, some Professor Layton music. Lovely. Hee cute. I haven't jumped into those games ever because I think I'd be terrible at them. I don't think I'm very good at puzzles, so... but I've heard they're very charming. So now these lines don't seem to add up, so should I, like, kind of... Just add a little bit more here, like, be like that. Ooh, now I'm using a paintbrush, whoops. And now let's see, yeah, I'm gonna do a real quick Google here, guys. This is a really weird art stream, but it's, you know, like, give me some break. I'm like, doing some real new techniques here I've never tried before, so... I'm gonna do Clip Studio Paint, Perspective Grid, if anyone can if I can find any advice on that when I... Well, it's interesting, I write Clip Studio Paint and I start starting Perspec, and I get Perspective Grid. How do you make a Perspective Grid in Clip Studio Paint? There's a 7-minute... By the looks of it, there's a 7-minute... like, YouTube video you can get to that. Can I look up something... There's a perspective ruler in the object tool. Let's see, this is rulers. Perspective ruler. So what does this do, this tool? What the heck is this now? How do I adjust? Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's remove those. Okay, I found something called the perspective ruler. Very good. Aha, it's the idea here that I... Draft is drawn on. Let's see. I found a Twitch, not Twitch, a tips.clipstudio.com site with guides on how to adjust. So let's delete this one more time so I can like try to get this right. This is all some very new technique right here, so let's see. Yeah, I think I would have had to actually Google how to use this perspective tool properly, because this guide I'm reading right here, right now, isn't really helping me. Oh, there's also a grid option. Let's see, go to View, Grid. Alright. Oh, so this is just like, okay, this is just like a grid for your art. Very good. No isometric grids, though. You can get like some kind of app for that. That's too bad. I would have really liked just a kind of simple isometric grid here. Let's take off the grid. We don't really need it. Well, let's try to put this protective ruler. Let's see. There's add vanishing point, delete vanishing point, add guide, delete guide, fix. I see. Okay, so add vanishing point. Like somewhere around hereabouts, I think. No, but hold on now. I'm being such an idiot. Like, okay, so I want the, like... I tried to imagine, like, the... How do I move this? Okay, I can move it with that. Yeah, I think one of the lines should be, like, the same way as the... Add guide. It's another line, huh? Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I'm getting, like... Let's do this one more time. Hold on, I'm gonna get rid of this. Why have I been making so many layers with just perspective rulers? Hold on now. Which layer is the art on? Wow. Amateur hour over here. We're trying to figure out some really basic stuff. Yeah, how do I make like a I'd like to like I'd like to like make like because like this floor is here. So like the floor's vanishing. Can I make two vanishing points for the floor and the ceiling? Do you think? Gosh, this is hard. I didn't even get a picture of a subway car, so I know what the hell I'm doing even here. I gotta review. Yeah, so the roof would be about here, I think. So what if I add another... What if I add another vanishing point above that, like, about here, hereabouts? Damn it, no, not like that. Okay, how do I get rid of this line now? Ah, jeez. Yeah, how do I get rid of these guidelines now? Oh gosh, okay, what if I just hit like this? Okay, there we go. So this guide like completely jumped here when I like put the point there. Okay, let's not freak out. Add vanishing point. Let's put it like here. I don't know why there's like these two lines here in this weird way. Oh, I see. No, it's like the X and Y plane. I see. That's why there's two lines there. Boy, am I dumb. Still don't know why there's one line's in the middle here, but think, how do I fix this? Like, it's like... How do I move the one... Like, how do I move this guide? Delete guide. Okay. Add guide. I don't understand why it forces, like, these... Why does it force these, like, specific lines like this? I don't understand. Okay, but you know what? These two lines, I think I kind of got the... I think this one's a little too aggressive, so I don't know how to fix that, but... I don't know how to, like, move single vanishing point. Like, I wish I could move that single one to adjust this one line here. Let me see, I'll just Google that real quick, too. Fix vanishing point. Let's see. Ooh, Final Fantasy IV, the Red Wings. Awesome. What a Goosebumps music this right here is. Oh, sweet. Did I close my stream? Hold on. I closed my stream by accident. Let's go back to my page. There we are. No comments here yet from anybody, that's fine. Click the vanishing point or a guideline converging on the vanishing point. The vanishing point is fixed. But how does it know that it's fixed? Hold on now. So if I click on this guideline... It's so weird. Like I can remove so many guidelines, but not this one. What the deal? What the devil is that? Is that like because it's a halfway point between these two? I don't know. Let's see. I'm reading really quickly. Drag on the canvas and create two guidelines. The auxiliary vanishing point will be added at the intersection of the guideline. Interesting. I wonder if I should turn off this change perspective type thing. So, okay, one more attempt at this. So let's see. And then we add a vanishing point for the roof there. I don't think I got this right still. Like, I don't really understand some of these lines here. But, let's see if, at least I have the two lines I, like, kind of need here. Like, this is the converging at the, No, not that. That one. Oh, it still moves to both of them. Oh, that's obnoxious. Okay, well, you know, I can kind of like get the shapes done with this nonsense that I've created here, but like I think I'm using the tool very, very wrong here, and which is not a surprise given that I'm like giving this a first go now. I'm gonna scrap this whole layer, hold on. Just gonna try and do this again. So let's pull up that subway car. So I'm like picturing like, actually like, what I'm picturing is, it's like one of the, whoa. Whoa, what the fuck is this? Whoa. Hold on, it's like drawing according to the perspective tools? No, hold on now. That's not good. How do I turn that off? Is that like that? No, it's still... Oh, that's weird. But, hey, at least... Okay, at least I'm like kind of getting the shape, I guess. I want to actually move this all like a little bit to the right then. No, I wanted to move you both, damn it. Why cannot I move you both? Can't move the perspective anymore? Really? Okay, I'm getting really confused here. Okay, well, I think this was... No, I'm gonna give up here. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna do some research into this perspective tool some other time, but I'm gonna actually, like... I'm just gonna freehand this, okay? Because, like, this is weird. I can't really get this perspective tool to work out exactly how I want it, so I'm gonna just, like... try my luck at doing this freehand, so... just gonna do, like, this, so... Well, let's make this really thin, actually, because it's supposed to be, like... These are, like, the tools, so... some lines here. This is a terrible grid, but what are you gonna do? Now then, I want it to like kind of floor to like vanish over there, so and I got the floor to kind of go here, and I want it to kind of vanish there. So I want the roof to be kind of like there. Okay. Oh, well. Yeah, funny how that went that fast. I'm sorry, everybody, like I took so long, but this was a learning occasion, okay? We just played around with tools and we didn't get exactly the results we wanted, so that's fine, but now we'll do the best we can with my bongo art. That I can do. 7. This is a very aggressively thick. Oops. This is an aggressively thick line. Let's pare it down a little bit. Now let's see. So about like there. See, I'm like trying to do the imagining the lines going here. Now it's supposed to like kind of follow these lines. Let's see the subway car again. So it should be like something like that. I think I need to make the roof a lot taller, actually, now that I look at this. There should be like a window about here. By the way, I should say, Scott McCloud in the book I quoted, he said, like, perspective can be fun. So far, I'm not feeling the fun. This is so far, I'm like, oh my god. So far, I'm just, like, stressing out, man, because, like, this is really fucking hard trying to get this to work. So this is, like, the handrail on the top. I feel like this, again, should be, like, shrunken, like, a little bit more, even, like... Let's see, try to keep it with those lines, of course. Oops, no. Don't spin it, for heaven's sake. There, now there's, like, more room for, like, a little bit more, like, continuing down there. This would, like, kind of end... Oop. Yeah, we're good, thank you. This would, like... No! This would, like, kind of end this bar about here, and there'd be, like, a door there. So, I guess I should start drawing Khan himself already, huh? Let's get in on that work, huh? This is good enough for now. I'll figure it out in a bit later. But, although I guess I'll fix that real quick. Just like that or something. Yeah. Let's see if I can draw the man himself. What is this gem? 3D shooting Tsukuru. No clue what that is. But I'm definitely enjoying it. Yeah, so Khan, what I wanted for this picture, he's kind of like carefully, cautiously walking forward. I want him to be hanging like some... Oh gosh, what are they? Those like prayer beads, Orthodox prayer beads, kind of dangling those in front of him as if to like ward off ghosts or something. And I kind of want him like his AK slung on the other hand, kind of. I think that would like really sell the concept of Metro and also Khan himself. So let's see. Is it Orthodox prayer? Am I imagining? Don't they have prayer like beads? Am I completely crazy? Prayer rope is probably what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Okay, I googled. Yeah, prayer rope. It's like this kind of rope with some knots, and you have a little cross possibly there. Actually, not necessarily a cross even, although I guess that kind of forms the shape of a cross, this one picture here. Interesting. But yeah, that's what I want him to be holding. So, let's zoom in and see if we can't draw the man himself here. At least we can start with the basic shape, yes? So, I'm imagining he's like stepping over something, so... Let's say, oh, what could he be stepping over? Like spilled luggage, maybe? The obvious one would be like a corpse or something, but like maybe spilled luggage, like there's like a there's like a suitcase or something that's been knocked over here that's open that he's like sneaking over, something like that maybe. Boy, these guidelines are like really aggressive now. And just put them even more. There we go. So I could everything started to bleed in otherwise. Hold on now. How low? Those subway seats pretty low, I guess. Some of these pictures, these subway seats are like really low. Yeah, about knee height, so. I'm kind of doing backwards than what I normally do. Like art like this. Like this is like I normally start from the head and work my way up, work my way down from there. But I wanted to get like this pose of these legs kind of correct here. Maybe like chest kind of like tilted forwards, kind of like this. Should his head be like kind of like facing this way, but his like eyes are kind of looking to the side? Something like that, maybe? Might be fun. Let's go. This is, by the way, Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow. One of the weirdest Disney games ever made. Just because it's like, it's not Donald Duck, it's Maui Mallard, but then he's Cold Shadow. Why is he a ninja? It's kind of all very strange. I remember reading an interview, like they were planning like a whole Maui verse, if you will. A kind of like a Maui Mallard, you know, like series. Like there would have been a sequel they were planning, and like kind of like its own universe, but it didn't materialize. Thinking about this pose here. Let me actually go get. I have a wooden doll in my like a wooden like posing mannequin thing in my closet as well. I'm gonna get that real quickly and look if I getting these feet right. Give me a second. Hey, we got some Yuzo Kojiro music in the meanwhile. Enjoy that, everybody. Yep, here I have it. I got a moving mannequin to my left here. Gotta got the pose right. Hold on. Oh god, it's very top heavy now. Hold on, there we go. Let me get my headset back on. I can't hear the music on Midnight Maximum tune. Of course. This is what we're jamming. The mannequin is a little stiff, I have to say, so I can't like... It isn't the perfect solution to these. Something about the legs looks weird to me, I think, but I think he's leaning a little too aggressively downwards. I wanted him to be a little bit tilted down. I think I overdid it. So let's see if we can't fix his posture a little bit here. And I think that looks a little bit better. Gotta fix his arm though, still. That one was pretty well positioned, so. I think it should be pretty, like, pretty aggressively to get that, like, again, avoid that pancake effect. Fly swatter effect. Try to get that pose there. Hold on now, again, I think. Reach it about the waist, so about there, that should be the elbow. Like that, and then, oh gosh, what does an AK look like? It's like, come on, I should know what an AK looks like, right? Jesus, what is this gun? I'll figure out the AK once we do the proper, but there it is, like, very, very basic shape of an AK, I guess. What the fuck am I doing? Oh my god. Let's quickly... Let's reset rotation, reset zoom. I think I'm like getting it. A metal slug. Thinking maybe we put like a skeleton here. Kind of slumped over. So I'm just gonna draw some really basic skeleton shape here. Maybe that's also what he's stepping. I did say like it would be a cliche to be like corpse. So like a skeleton rotten there. Something like that, I guess. Yeah, but I like the kind of small like tilt with this whole picture, right? I think it's kind of cool. I don't know what I'm doing. You gotta always test yourself, right? You gotta always like shoot for the stars, you know. So I gotta try and draw this picture, do some crazy stunts with this picture. Could be worse. So I've been recording for almost an hour now, I think. And I'm about to start drawing Monsieur Khan himself here. Might be a good time to take a quick break, okay? I'm feeling motivated at the moment, so I think we can go for like a fair bit longer, but let's take this opportunity to take a quick break. I could use some water as well. This stream has been all over the place because I've been trying to work out that stupid perspective thing. I wasted everybody's time with that a little bit, sorry, but no harm, no foul. We had a little bit of a learning experience. I will watch some videos about how to use that so I can, like, maybe do a better job in the future. Let's take a few minute breaks. I always mark down back in 5 minutes, but I end up being like 10 minutes. I guess it's more for people who drop in like a little bit like later, you know, onto the stream. So it's for their benefit, like, because it might be like 5 minutes once I, you know, when they drop mid-break someone. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, like, feel free to go catch something to drink, use the bathroom, get a breather. I'm gonna do the same, and I will be back momentarily. See you. Bye. Alrighty, I'm back. I actually kept it at 5 minutes this break. Oh yeah, isn't that funny? So I actually took this break to really quickly pose in front of a mirror to see if I got the pose right. Yo, do music. Oh, sweet. This is in E3 something, I think, right? This is one of the like final levels, I think. Donna to the rescue. Yeah, I swear this plays like in Pandemonium or something. I might be off. Not a hundo on that, but anyway, sick. Great song. Anyway, a couple of things I did think about while I posed. The pose I took is my hand kind of dips when I'm like trying to do like this holding pose. So let's change that back. There we go. Oh, when did the color? Oh yeah, because I did that. Yeah, let's do like this kind of dipping to the hand like that. I think will work a lot better. Then I feel like the arm is a little bit more tucked behind the body. So I think at least that's how I was when I tried to do the pose I was thinking of. I was mainly thinking about the legs at first, which I think should be about. Actually, I'll do this first. Let's not jump around. No, what am I doing? Tucked in a lot more behind the body like that, so. Damn, this is a good song. Not one of the fan favorites. I don't feel like of Doom, but good nonetheless. Listen to this jammer. Yeah, I think actually this should about be. This should be about to equal the knees. It looks a little weird if he's tilted too much. I think. But I think this works now. So did I make his head too small? I don't think so. I think it's a fine-sized head. I'm looking at a picture of Khan now. 1, 2. Yeah, it's about 2 heads to his waist. So I think I got the head size about right. So I think, you guys, I think we're gonna get to like the actual like sketching of the image. Oh no, I knocked over my mannequin. Sorry, buddy. Oop, let's change the color. Let's make this a little bit dimmer. Back to this layer. Quite a hook noses, man. Very, very sallow face. I should be way higher up than that. Let's see now. It's got quite a commanding gaze, so I'm going to try and kind of sell that gaze there. He is not like... wouldn't say fierce, but it's like piercing in a way. I don't know how to describe Khan's gaze. It's got like grayish beard here. Don't want to go too crazy with the beard. And it like goes into like this like funny little knot thing. This is a way too thick of a tool, isn't it, for this? No, it's like sticking way too much. Hold on. Like gravity, let's do that tilt again so I don't screw this up. Gravity would be like downwards, so it would be like this. I'm actually pretty happy with the eyes again. I think I kind of got them okay. Nothing crazy to write home about there, but... Alright, and... Gosh darn it, don't start with that tool now. Okay, and then he's got like this grayish kind of sideburn coming down here. It's a bit Cousteau-like with this bandana of his. Cousteau wore a wool cap, of course, but this one is like a bandana, so okay. It's kind of him. Oh, yo! Mega Man X, once again. Such a classic soundtrack. I've been praising it so many times now here. In these streams. But like, how can I not? It's Mega Man X. Amazing soundtrack. So let's see. Now, are his arms in the right position? Like... Thinking about like his arm should like, let's draw the cuff of his like cool bomber jacket. Well, it's not exactly a bomber jacket, but like kind of like it. No, it would be like more like this. Go like that. I'll draw it fuzzier once we do the actual inking, because it's supposed to be like kind of, you know... Well, I guess I can do a bit of it like... It's supposed to be like kind of like a kind of woolen jacket collar thing. Guideline there real quick. So his shoulder would be like coming down here. I wonder if I should move this up a little bit further. There we go! The final boss music from Final Fantasy VIII. The Extreme! That's really always amused me that that's the name of the song. Maybe it should be like more like here even. I'm struggling so hard with like this perspective thing, but okay, I think. Something about it just feels weird. Like this, maybe? Should be more like here. Something like that, I think. Okay, something like that, I think. Let's draw a little pocket for his bomber jacket there. And here's where it gets interesting. He's got this interesting wrap, waist wrap thing. God damn, this song is good. Like freaking... I've actually said that I think Final Fantasy VIII might be Nobuo Uematsu's strongest work. I don't know. 9 is also incredibly strong, so it's a very hard call for me, but like... like... Okay, so 8 isn't like not my favorite Final Fantasy. It's a fun game, but it's like not my number one choice of Final Fantasy. But like somehow like I think the soundtrack is really good and like really kind of nails exactly what the like vibe needs to be in all the like parts where the music plays. Like, okay, let's see now. This is really hard just drawing his like weird shawl thing. He's got the shotgun shells here. Should I draw him with a shotgun then rather than an AK? I don't know. I can't remember what gun he has in the game anymore. Kind of looks like he's got like a... Kind of looks like he's got a... Just draw some other details here real quick. Well, it looks like he's got like maybe the hilt of a knife here, like not the hilt, but like scabbard of a knife here. I think I'm just gonna draw that there, and hopefully it's not too out of place for the man. You know what I really hate? I hate that I can't get his beard really nice here. Keep looking at his face, otherwise it'd be fine, but I think I like just didn't get his beard really well. Well, maybe that'll do. Maybe that'll do. Anyway, yeah, hopefully it doesn't matter if he's got a knife here. Like, maybe that'll be okay. Yeah, he's got an interesting way he's got his coat on. Like, he's got this, like part of the coat is tucked into this like fancy red shawl he's rocking here, but then the other side is like just hanging free there, so hopefully I can get that to look okay. I've been kind of like, once again, not easy to find like art of this guy online, so I'm like kind of like freeballing some of this the best as I can with the references I'm finding here. Hopefully it's turning out okay. Design for the knife, I guess. Yeah, this is such a good song. I love it. It's so cool. It's also weird because, like, obviously Final Fantasy VIII, vibe-wise, is nothing like the, like, Final Fantasies 1 through 5 or, you know, even 6, I guess. 6 has got kind of its own vibe too. Not like 8, but not like the other previous games either. So 8 has this like really like different vibe from a lot of previous Final Fantasies. Close to 7 in some ways, but even different from 7 as well. And it's very futuristic and not like very adventure-y, I wouldn't say. Adventurous, even though there is plenty of adventure to be had there. But then this song is just this classic. It starts with like the and it just has like this classic Final Fantasy vibe to this song. It's interesting that in the final battle they built out this song. For Uematsu, or well, Uematsu's the one who belts it out. Yeah. Okay, how do I draw his hands? Classic challenge. Draw a hand of a human being. It's his left hand, so his thumb is gonna be about here. And his fingers are gonna be bunched up here. Did we get some Xenoblade Chronicles X? Hiroyuki Sawano. Ready to go. Sure sounds like it. Oh yeah. So there's kind of like the prayer rope. I hope that kind of gets the vibe of the prayer rope there. Go, just fixing his eyes a little bit. His eyes are kind of strange looking in the original Metro, and I've heard like I've actually seen a theory floated that he is a Dark One himself, and I feel like yeah, he's kind of got weird features. They could just be the graphics of the time, but it also could just be like I kind of like that theory. It's a little weird. He's just supposed to be a mystery man who's a little supernatural. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the Dark Ones himself, I don't think. But I do like that. Kind of like he looks a little off, and that actually works for his character. I really like Khan. Seems to have a bit of a satchel there. Just put that there. I swear he's got like some kind of knot thing hanging there. And he's got... in some of these pictures, he's got what looks a little bit like a loincloth hanging there. So we'll put that there as well. This is such good music, Xenoblade. I love the soundtrack to Xenoblade. I bought it recently, actually. Yeah, I found it like, oh my god, you can still buy the soundtrack to Xenoblade Chronicles X, so I bought that shit. I got it now. It's very funny because I don't actually have the game either, but that doesn't seem to be a problem. I already have Fantasian, and I also recently bought Thunder Force 4's soundtrack. All of which are games I don't own, but so it goes sometimes. It's good video game music, so I do want to own those soundtracks. It's so sad that Xenoblade still isn't on Switch. Like, it's like the one thing you kind of still want to like own a Wii U for is Xenoblade. I guess that's fine, like something to have to still have on the Switch, I guess. Oh, that leg looks weird on that position. Hold on, let's move that shit a little bit. Maybe a little bit more like that. Will work a little bit better. Interesting, he doesn't really have boots in this picture. He's got just some kind of shoes. Okay. It does have like a nifty knee pads though. Gotta have some protection while you're in the Moscow Metro of Metro 2033 world. It's just kind of got like these moccasin-looking shoes actually. Something like that, I guess. Yeah. Struggling with the clothes still, but I'm kind of getting it. Oh no, definitely should be smaller if I drew the one small like that. So. Damn, this is a good song. This is called I think it was just called Theme of X. Theme X. Man, I want to play this game so bad. So, I feel like I've something done wrong with this pose here, but I feel like I can't help it anymore. I was trying to go for like a really aggressive side shot, so it wouldn't just be like a front shot of the character, but I feel like I may have been not up to the task. Anyway, let's put here this spilled out suitcase. Should I look up what a suitcase looks like? Can I draw a briefcase? Not a suitcase, a briefcase. Can I like just draw a briefcase? Convincingly? Don't they have like the kind of like hook thingy there to help them? Help out with those opening of the briefcase. I don't know. Anyway, and here we have, let's pull up the Moscow subway picture again, see if we can get this. These benches working right, so you're gonna wanna kind of bend like this. They have a guardrail, not a guardrail, like a handrail. Guardrail, I'm such an idiot. Like that. Yeah. Whatever character I draw after Con, I'm feeling like I'm probably not going to do an environment that time. Just do another nice, like, standing in a void, posing in a void picture, because this is, like, really taxing me out. But we're in for this ride now, so I'm going to do my best. If I shouldn't move Khan himself like just a little bit more to the side. You can see his gun better if I do that, so let's see. And I guess I'm moving the briefcase as well. It doesn't really matter all that much. There we go. Do that line right there, and we can draw the rest of this right here. think I don't know why I thought it'd be a good idea to have him tilting to the kind of leaning a little bit. I think I may have been off with that, so let's just do like that instead. Alright, now I gotta look up what a AK looks like. Well, that didn't take long. So his other hand would be holding it. Oy. Oy, oy, oy. Just add a little bit of shoulder detail there. Be holding onto it. Put that finger a little bit longer again. Good trigger discipline. Yeah, an AK looks something like this. Once I do the inking, it's going to be much straighter, these lines, don't worry. I'm just like, now again, just to help me out with the image. Okay. Oh, no, I think I'm a little too aggressive with that length of that clip there. It just kind of disappears behind this guardrail that I've drawn. I called it a guardrail again. It's a handrail. What the hell is wrong with me? Let's see, would the... I'm thinking about the stock of the gun. Would it be tucked behind his hand, or would it actually be like on the inside like this? I think it would be actually on the inside. Hold on. And his hand would be like coming from the side. Something like that. Classic AK stock, something like that. Yep, I don't know. I think this picture might work out. I don't know, the pose, the leg pose, I'm a little iffy on. I'm not sure if I'm getting this leg pose right, but yeah. I'm thinking I'm gonna call it here for today. I did a fair bit here. I'm pretty happy with my progress. So I have not hit save at all on this, which is so super risky. Ooh, we don't need to see that. Well, I guess it doesn't matter that much. You know, some of my pictures there. Yeah, I'll keep working on this on a future stream. I'm gonna meditate on this picture in the meanwhile, see if I can't make heads or tails of this good or not. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little drawing routine here. Next time, yeah, so we got Khan's art done, right? That was the kind of the big thing here. Yeah. So next time we're gonna work on like getting the rest of the subway drawn in, or subway car drawn in, and then we're gonna of course do the inking. So yeah, that should be good fun, I think. Yeah. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, whether you dropped in live or you are watching this as a VOD on YouTube. It's been a pleasure, as always. I've been Minsk, and I hope to see you again in the future. Bye-bye!